The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
First-time
Caller.
First-time caller.
After downloading the free Discord app, use the invite link in the description or scan this QR code with your phone to be taken to the Beyond Wednesdays Discord server.
First-time listener, long-time caller.
There you will see the Modern Comic Mayhem category on the left with the call-in waiting room. Join that call-in waiting room, set up your camera and your mic, and have your questions ready.
Call me now!
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, it is another Friday night. That means another Hot 10 Comics from the House of Stein Network with all new production value, all kinds of goodies. Stein always with that never changing stone face, and our buddy Richie. What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
How's everything
How's
going?
your week been? Oh, I think everybody wants to know, how's your mom doing?
She's doing good, you guys. Thank you for all the love and prayers and positive thoughts and everybody reaching out. That really meant a lot. It's crazy. I've told the story a couple of times. My dad had spinal surgery on his C6 and C5 like 14 days ago. A little over 14 days ago, I think. Maybe 16 days ago. And we were at his house, at my mom's house, me and my brother, watching the Super Bowl with my parents. My dad was feeling good. He's, hanging out with his sons, watching the Super Bowl. It was a great game. We had a great day. He's healing up. And after the game, me and my brother go to leave. And we pull out of the driveway. My mom and dad walk back into the kitchen, and my mom slips on water in the kitchen, and her feet go out in front of her, and her head, she falls back on the tile, and her head bounces on the tile, and from the bounce, it fractured her neck, broke the same C6 that my dad had worked on the week before. So we spent 2 days in the trauma center, which was crazy, different experience that I've never dealt with. Dealt a lot with some hospital red tape and regulations and BS. But that being said, it could have been a lot worse. And she's home now, and she's going to have to wear a neck brace for 3 months. So they're both in matching neck braces, like seriously the same exact style neck braces.
Sadie Hopkins.
Yeah.
Sadie Hawkins, I mean.
So it's interesting. But that being said, just know that everything can change in a blink of an eye. Whether it's you, somebody you love, just somebody standing next to you. Accidents happen, and when you get older, they happen even more frequently. So never take anything for granted. Never, it's not worth it. So a lot of craziness going on with that, and it's just been a crazy 3 months for me, man. And I think everybody's kind of had a crazy, year and a half now. So 2 years now. So, we're going to continue just to positive energy, positive thoughts, build a good cool, positive community of people who enjoy the similar things and enjoy being around each other and, do things like that. Send positive thoughts and wishes and prayers to people that are out there in tough situations and stuff like that. So appreciate everybody that did that. Thank you so much. You guys all know who you are. But that being said, how's everything going with you out there, Stein? I know there was a big chemical thing out your way. Are you close to that?
No. That's over. That's right on the border of Pennsylvania. So that's on the other side of the state. That's up where like Yanni's at. He lives up in Akron area. So it's kind of up in that area. But it's definitely a we don't get into politics here, but you can tell there's definitely political stuff going on there, and it's ugly for sure. But I did see that because I live towards Cincinnati, which is right on the Ohio River, which that is on the Ohio River as well. And they were talking on the news today. They were like, yeah, the chemicals are now getting into Cincinnati area from coming down the Ohio River from up there. So it's crazy for sure. It's very bizarre.
Nice. Shout out to MA who recently subscribed. Appreciate everybody that is subscribing and helping out the channel. Hit those thumbs up buttons. 102 live at the beginning of the show. That's what I love. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. We're just going to keep an eye on everybody that has any weird situations or going through trouble or anything. Make a phone call, reach out, make a text, make an email, whatever.
Hey, and before we start or anything like that, so I've got a few numbers listed here. There's no reference behind them, but I just want to see if anybody can even guess what these numbers. Obviously, the last two are dates, but if anybody can even guess what those numbers even are. But if you get it, great. Maybe I'll shoot you something.
Lawrence Taylor.
I was gonna say Lawrence Taylor. Number of sacks. The date he retired. No, date he went to the Hall of Fame. No, I don't know. Anytime I see 56, I'm like Richie. Lawrence Taylor. I was watching when we were watching the Super Bowl. There was an offensive lineman wearing number 56, and I was like, "This is blasphemy! What the hell is going on? You can't give an offensive player number 56. This is ridiculous." I couldn't believe it. It just means we're all getting old, and people don't know who LT is anymore, and they don't know who the fake LT is anymore either. So it is what it is. But that being said, 108 live. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Make sure you guys check out all the links in the description below. Go give Popcorn Culture a follow. We got to get him to 1,000 subs. He's got a lot of great content over there that he's working on. And got to give a round of applause for Richie because he passed his exam with flying colors.
Oh, man, I think I got lucky. I'll be honest with you. No, I mean, I worked really hard. I don't know if you guys know this, but I was telling these guys, my first appointment, I lost my wallet. Okay, I lost my wallet 3 days before because I've been just cramming, been crazy, up all night, just like an idiot. I lost my wallet, didn't think anything of it, but and Ben can attest to this, probably Brian too, if he's ever taken an exam for a third party. They take it very serious, and they search your pocket. They make you turn your pockets out. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't make me, pull my shirt up and shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I had to reschedule, and I'm glad I did because I passed on the second time. And then not the second time, but the first exam, but the second time I went there. And when I was processing everything, I didn't think I passed. I felt really weird, and when I did, I was like, "Oh shit, okay, cool," But that is not an easy exam. So thank you, and thank you, Aaron Yee. Thank you guys all for your support and your thank yous on Facebook, IG, here in Discord, and I love you all. The bottom of my heart, it means a lot to me. I mean, seriously, I don't want to get choked up here, so let's go.
Amen. So shout out to everybody in the live chat right now. You guys are amazing, and your guys' engagement in the chat makes this show just an absolute blast. So appreciate everybody that's really active in there. You guys are amazing. If you guys haven't already subbed up, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. And we got a lot of good stuff to get into tonight. Some interesting stuff, to say the least. Starting off with our all of our favorite, the Almost 10. All right, let's see if this works. Here we go. So starting off the Almost 10, we were talking last week or a couple weeks ago when all the DC stuff was going crazy about Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow #1. And now we have Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow #8, the final issue in the miniseries as the first book on the Almost 10.
Yeah, I think we even mentioned this as like one of those, hey, this was super, nobody wanted this title to start with, and then by the time it got to 8, nobody really wanted this. And so we kind of talked about how this is probably a very, very hard book to find, and I guess it is because it's now selling for $30. So,
wow.
Yeah, still definitely check. I checked. I went to 3 different stores since last week. Where was I last week?
Shout out to
here?
Ferdbird the Nerd with the $5 super chat. It says, "Congrats to Richie for passing your exam. Coffee is closer, and good dudes like you."
Coffee is for closers from Boiler Room.
Oh, okay.
Or is it Wolf of Wall Street? I can't remember, but ABC, always be closing. No, I'm kidding. All right. Thank you, guys.
$30 for this, man, for a mini series that probably a lot of people didn't even read. I know I had a couple people reach out to me and say that we should check it out. It was actually a pretty good mini series. So that's pretty interesting. But all the news and the talk about Kara Zor-El and everything is gonna probably push any Supergirl book even further.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, most of us don't have the money to grab, AC 252 and then, I guess 251 if you consider a preview, like Cameo or whatever. They're both really cool collectible stuff. But Brian's been saying this since Flipside, since 2020. I mean, these last issues, especially on these mini series, all the way into like a 8 to 9 issue mini series into a full volume of 12. You gotta keep your eyes open, and you could have pre-ordered this for, depending on your discount, up to 35% off a cover, and flipped it for a nice little price. So,
yeah, very, very interesting stuff. I think that, and we're going to talk more about the Supergirl stuff coming up, obviously, but man. Nice little shot in the ass with good old DC spec right now. All speculation. But Doc Joe, I don't blame you, as he says, pass on this one. I do not blame you. I don't know if I'm going to find any of these, but I bet you these are sitting in back issue bins. They might have been scooped up by now, but we'll see.
They might, I agree. They might even still be on the shelf, depending on the publishing date. So,
yeah. Miguel says art is so. All right, next on the Almost 10, a book that I talked about in my market report this last week on the Wednesday night show, the Bitcoin Comic Handbook. I saw the probably same sale that you saw, Stein. A graded copy of this sold. And here's another one of those books that you just have to go be on the lookout for. I think they did a couple of them, right? Didn't they do like a second printing on this also? Did you look into it?
I didn't even look into it, but I didn't even know this. I never even heard of this book. So, I guess if I would have watched your show, I would have known, but it's funny. Me and Brian we tend to like not watch each other's things a lot of times.
Too busy, bro. Making content.
Too
man.
busy.
Yeah.
Just too busy.
Yeah. It's very interesting. All the Bitcoin stuff is going crazy. We had the creator of the NFT and comic book character Little Bitcoin on OTR a few weeks ago. Really good dude that I met in person and just has a great idea for a comic book character and an NFT, and it's very interesting. But Bitcoin is up right now from being down pretty heavy, and I see a lot of people talking about it lately. But I don't know, man. I think Bitcoin has become more regular than anything in the past. It has been, and you're starting to have comic books about it. You have an Allen and Ginter Bitcoin card that's selling for a lot of money. The baseball cards, yeah, very interesting. I would love to know if anybody in the chat has this book. Let me know. I see a lot of people with the O for 2s. I don't blame you. This is probably a tough one, a really tough one to find. So, very interesting. All right, next on the Almost 10, one of my.
By the way, CGC 9.8 of this sold for $340. So that's
$340. That's crazy, dude. One of my all-time favorite series, Crossed. This is Crossed plus 100 Mimic, number 6. I loved how they did all their homage covers. Is this the right cover, Stein?
It is.
There we go.
Yay, we're on the same page for a change.
It's working, dude. It's somehow working. They did something really cool on the Cross series. They did bought a bunch of homages to all the great pre-code horror books. Back in the day, they did a great Punch 12 homage that's just beautiful. And it was back, before homages got crazy. But here we are, Cross plus 100, number 6. And an interesting cover right here, man. Skeletons trying to dead people trying to stuff a live person into a coffin that has zebra print on the inside.
What is Cross plus? First of all, is it crossed? Because I know there's crossed, and then there's crossed plus 100. What is 100? What is that?
So the description for this issue says, in the final cataclysmic issue, in Mimic, Fleshcook and Julie are against the wall and have a one last chance, and the merge. Pat Shan teams up the original series. I don't know. It says don't miss the 3 cover crossing over set by Matt Martin. So there's 3 covers, each only limited to 250 of this. I didn't read Cross plus 100 Mimic. That's the name of the series, Crossed plus 100 Mimic. I didn't read this. Anybody in the chat, let us know if you read this and what you thought. Very mature themed book, obviously. Didn't Garth Ennis do the original Crossed run?
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty sure. So, but yeah, I didn't read this. I definitely remember the original one, but not this one. So,
well, this one's a $50 book, so it's pretty cool looking cover. I just don't know anything about this. I mean, I see them in back issues, but I never even pick them up because I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Shout out to Flame Brain Comics with the $10 super chat. I love you guys. I love you back, brother. Appreciate you. A longtime community member.
Absolutely.
Yeah. James says, I think that's scrunched fabric, not zebra print. Oh, looks like zebra print to me, but you're probably right. Thank you there, Flame Brain. Appreciate you. All right. Next on the Almost 10 list, and pretty interesting book right here, for sure. I couldn't tell if this was a comic, a hardcover special. I can't find anything on this. This is mad.
This is for Doc Joe.
Yeah, obviously. This is a perfect book for Almost 10 book for Doc Joe, and I bet you he's going to start searching for it. He's going to be typing in 0 for 4, but he's going to be looking for this one. There's a small chance he might have it, but I can't find any information on it. It looks like it's a hardcover. It says cost $25,000 on it. If you look at
Cheap.
it, yeah, and it says April 1977. It's the Mad USC School of Odontomania. Yearbook 1977. I don't know what Odontomania is, but Doc Joe, you got to let us know, man.
I think it's a trade show for orthodontists. That's what I think it is.
Great. Yeah, you're probably right on that, bro. Does he say,
Yeah,
I need this? Yeah, damn right you need it.
I don't know anything about this either. I just saw it and I was like, first of all, the first thought in my mind was Doc Joe. Then second of all, I'm like, I don't know what this is, but this looks so cool for a mad thing. And that they give it out just at USC. I mean, or is this a USC actual yearbook?
That would be
and they
awesome.
Just put this, or they just put a Mad magazine cover on the front of the yearbook. I don't know.
Bro,
Odontomania. That's a good point. Maybe it's because there's a really good dentist and orthodontic school in USC. Matter of fact, the dentistry lady that is I don't go to her, but right next door to us, she has a Yorkie, and we always Yorkies play around or whatever. She went to USC, so yeah, that's a good guess.
Crazy, dude. That's nuts. That's really crazy. Shout out to Mike Check One, who says, "Yo, Brian, hope the family's doing better. Appreciate you, brother. Everything's going much better than expected. Thank you for the comment." All right, Doc, you have to let us know when you find out more about this book, because I can't find anything about it. And if anybody does know about this, drop us some information in the either live chat or in the comments, because I want to know more. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, what I tell you this sold for? Like 200?
Yeah, this somebody probably got really lucky on this one. If they only bought it for 200, if it is that rare. Yeah, this is let's see here.
The binding on the bottom looks kind of trashed.
Yeah. 1977 USC Dental School. That's interesting.
Wait, have we determined, bottom line, is this a book or hardcover, or we don't know? It looks like it because it has that indenture in the exterior binding right there. You see that little dent right there?
Dude,
I think it has to be a hardcover. I just don't know if it's just a spoof on dentistry, and they just gave it out to students that year, or if it's an actual yearbook, and then the school was like, hey, let's pay Mad Magazine to do our cover for the which would, like, if that's the case, then I'm gonna try and do that for like my daughter's school some like one year. Like I'm gonna pay like $50,000 or something to get like a cover for this, dude, on her yearbook.
You guys are gonna trip out. You ready for this? So all right. Let me see if I can pull this off. All right, let's take this down and let me do this. I don't know if this is going to work. We'll see. All right. School of Dentistry Yearbook, 1977. The Mad USC School of Odontomania Yearbook. Look at this, dude. Creator Lenny Goins, Carlos Valdez. So it says here, Los Angeles, California, University of Southern California Digital Libraries. It doesn't say anything about it. It's a yearbook. It is the yearbook from 1977 of the USC. It is 100%. Look at that. It's the yearbook, and they had it done specially for that. That is amazing, dude.
That is so cool.
Great guess, Ben.
Great find.
That was a literal hypothesis.
Great find. University of Calisphere. Wow, dude. Look at that. Here we go. You guys want to see the inside? Look at this. Congrats, class of 1977. Compliments of a friend. Have you always wondered what that line meant in a yearbook? We did. We figured it out when someone makes a good hand instrument. Here, he's your friend. It's if it's Ferrier or Jeffrey, he's saying that you have a connoisseur's taste in dental equipment, and that's a compliment. Suter Dental Manufacturing. Wow, dude, here's the interior of the book. Look at this. Huh. Sure is. It's a freaking yearbook, dude.
That is hilarious.
Oh,
That's pretty
dude,
damn cool, man. I'd be stoked on that.
that is amazing.
When was this, Brian? April 77?
76 and 77.
I was about
76
4
and
months
77.
old.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. Good luck, Joe. Good luck. And all the other dentists that are just now finding out about this book. There's going to be a lot of people wanting to find this book. As a matter of fact, this is going to be a clip, and it's going to go viral. Or is there a similar term for dentists? I don't know. All right. Next on the list, a beautiful Jim Lee Emma Frost cover, the unbelievable Gwenpool number 18. Obviously a variant for this one, the Jim Lee variant. Was this a ratio?
I'm sure there was. No, I'm sure there was qualifiers. I remember when these Jim Lees came out, some of them had qualifiers and stuff. So some of them were harder to find. I assume since this was a Gwenpool and it was number 18, it was probably one of the harder qualifiers to hit. And then and then they put, this cover on it. But remember, it was like all like the
trading cards.
the Marvel trading cards from like the early 90s or something like that is what they were using as the art.
This is from 92. 92.
Yeah. Because obviously Jim Lee would not do a Marvel cover, being with DC and stuff like that. But yeah, so this was what I thought was interesting was this was a CGC 9.0, not a 9.2, not a 9.4, none of that. A 9.0 sold for $90 on this, which seems really high for me, but for a 9.0. But I think we pass up on these 9085 of some of these modern books. Like most of us are like, no, I don't want that garbage. But there's a lot of people that buy those. I don't know why, but they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the issue before Evil Gwenpool, right? I think Evil Gwenpool should have been 19.
You probably know more than I do.
Okay.
That's probably a Mr. Longshort question.
Yeah.
So shout out to Nearing Nerdvana and crew. All right. How much did this one sell for in a 9.0? You said $90.
$90 for a CGC 9.0.
Wow. That's a great cover, dude. That's a great freaking cover. I mean, it's a great card art, but it works as a cover too. Usually those I don't like those card art covers or using the old interior art, I don't like that stuff, but man, this is
some of them work. Some of them work,
Yeah, amen. All right, next on the list, a very interesting one. A Dell 4-color on the list this week, a Twilight Zone Dell 4-color book right here. This is Dell 4-color number 1173, and seems like a very, very tough book to find because a high-grade copy of it sold for a pretty nice amount.
Yeah, first of all, this cover is really nice.
Yeah.
Like when you're sitting there looking, okay, this was like 1962 or something like that. Like, this is gorgeous. If they could actually just take off, Rod Serling's picture off of there, that's the only thing that detracts from it. But the art itself is just amazing. But yeah, there was there was a heritage sale this week, and it was all like Disney and Dell books from the 60s, and they were all a lot of more high grade. This one had a CGC 9.6, which is the highest grade. This is the highest graded, and it sits alone. There's none higher, and it's the only 9.6. Sold for $4,600, which was like 3 times the highest sale ever for this book in any grade. It was way up there for this book.
I'm trying to find out if it has anything like interesting in it, like a first
Is this
creator
the first
credit.
Twilight Zone? I was just thinking, is this the first Twilight Zone book?
That's a great question. It doesn't say anything. I am looking on comics.org at it, and I don't see anything about it, but maybe it says code number is TT Zone OS number 1173, copyright 1960, based on Twilight Zone TV series. Yeah, man, 19 when was this? 1960? Yeah, there we go. That's a great question. I don't know. Who knows? Not me. That's a weird book.
The detail in the waves into the lighthouse are unbelievable. The detail with the guy paddling is ridiculous, and then how the color changes with the fisherman guy.
Well, and the fact that
holding the kid,
the dude rowing is a ghost.
Oh, okay, I get it. Oh shit! I can see the bench. Oh.
There's two different.
Man.
There's two different types. There's a variant that has a different back cover. So there's a variant, the regular version, I guess, with an ad on the back cover, and then there's a variant with Travelers in the Twilight Zone filler on back cover. So that's kind of interesting.
Man, are some of these Dells? I didn't mean to interrupt you, Brian. My bad.
Oh, you're good.
Are some of these Dells? They have like the pulp interior pages.
I don't know. I don't own very many. I'm not even sure. I think I only own like one 4-color book, and some of the other Dell stuff. I don't own very many of them because most of them just aren't worth very much.
Right.
So I'm not sure if the paper quality inside was garbage or not.
Mm-hmm.
I am trying to figure out how you get a 9.6 on this book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because any Dell I've ever run into that wasn't graded, man, it was really tough to see anything that was like, above a 8.5 or higher,
Yeah.
So very cool.
Story about the Great Lakes, and of course the Great Lakes, aka Lake Huron, in the news this week for some UFO fuckery. Go find out more about that by listening to the latest blogcast that we did on Rumble last night. You can find a link in my bio. Talked a lot about those UFOs. All right. How much did you say this sold for again?
$4,600.
Nice. All right. This next book, you guys, is super cool. And we're going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole with this one. G.I. Joe exclusives. There are some super rare G.I. Joe exclusives and variants out there, you guys. G.I. Joe does a G.I. Joe Con. They've been doing a G.I. Joe Con for years. It's usually in the south of the United States. I think it's like, is it in Georgia or Atlanta or something like that, where they usually do it. But every year they have all kinds of exclusives, toys and comics. A lot of people don't know about the comics. A lot of the comics, they don't even know they have them. They were in a lot of the exclusive toy sets, but this one right here is a very interesting, like, gem in the holograms, Zartan and the Dreadnoughts cover that is badass. But you got, this is the band Cold Slither, who are AKA the Dreadnoughts. And this is a G.I. Joe Con exclusive from 2015. Badass cover right here. G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 212, the Joe Con 2015 exclusive.
It's crazy. The more I look for G.I. Joe variants, the more awesome I notice how awesome some of these covers are. Yeah, I'd never seen this one before, and that's what I heard. I was like, oh my gosh, is that Gem? Like, what in the world that has to do with G.I. Joe? But I don't know how many of these were printed. They're very, very sparse. Like, there's not very many for sale. The raw copy that sold this week was for $70, but there's only one listed, and I think it's a CGC 9.8, and it's listed for like $1,000 or something like that. Like, it's crazy how I have no idea what the value is because I don't think there's that many of them out there.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information right here that is super cool. That being there, you guys can go check out this site, yojo.com/comics. And you can go through this. They have a list of all the comics and stuff. And I imagine that if you look in here, let's take a look and see if we can find any of the cool exclusives. Fun Publications did some of them, I know. G.I. Joe Collectors Club Monthly. Convention and Retail Comics. Here we go. So here's some rare convention comics from Fun Publications that they did. Which is interesting. This one right here is one of my all-time favorites because it's got Cobra D'Aco on the front. Classic. This is a convention edition from JoeCon 2011. One of the most classic characters in it for pretty damn cool. So go check this out. What was that? Holy cow. That was awesome, dude. Shout out to who helped us out right there. We'll have to take a look here in a second. But anyways, go check this out. This is the convention edition right here. This is the retail edition right here. So Mission Brazil #2. Very, very cool stuff. And
who's the publisher on that?
Fun Publications did these. This is another one, great one right here from JoeCon 2010. I mean, these are all books that I have yet to find, and I'm a huge G.I. Joe collector. Love collecting. This is one of my favorites right here. This is a Greg Horn cover for JoeCon that I always talked about the Crimson Rain set where it has all the fuchsia and red Vipers with the red Tomax and Zamet, the Crimson Twins, and the red Baroness figures, and they did a comic for it. And this is the only one that I've ever seen, and I missed out on it. I'm looking for
I feel
all
like
of
I
these.
have that.
You have the regular, I think, the Greg Horn.
Is that what?
Yeah,
okay.
there is a regular where it's just her. This is the convention exclusive that came with the set that has Tomax and Zamet on it. So very, very tough stuff.
Okay.
But go to this website, and it's yojo.com/comics, and do some research because it's a lot of fun looking at for some of these rare convention pieces.
So Brian, you're a huge Joe person.
Huge.
What? So like I have in my mind what I think is the hardest to find G.I. Joe variant out there.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you think is the hardest one to find?
Well, definitely on that list is the homage to Purple Rain. That one's one of the toughest. The Reniger Silver Foil is super tough. The Baroness one that they did also with the music cover one.
Oh, the Hendrix.
Yep, the Hendrix one. That one's super tough. So yeah, those are the three that I think are probably the toughest to find.
I feel like the hardest one to find because I don't think people even know that it's a variant. But if you saw it, like you wouldn't know that it was a variant. It was from the Devil's Due, America's Elite. And it was, I don't remember if it was issue number 10 or 11, but it was like a 1 in 200 that they just did out of nowhere. Like there was no incentives before that. There was no incentives after that. And they just randomly did a 1 in 200 variant that like I've never even seen in person.
What's the cover of?
It's just like I can't remember exactly what it looks like, but it's like a dude standing and he's like got a shadow on him.
It's
like,
the Devil's Due publication run, you said?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's take a quick jump.
It was from the America's Elite series. I don't know which one it did. I don't remember when it was published. I only remember this because it's just one of those books that like I've never seen. So if you ever see this book, I mean, 100% buy it because, like I said, it's a 1 in 200 that is just kind of out of nowhere.
I love this Scarlet cover right here too, man. This is one of my favorite G.I. Joe covers. This one right here, it's so good. All right, which issue did you say it was?
It was like 9 or 10 or something. It was not at the beginning. It was definitely not in the end. I would know it if I saw it.
Let's take a look here.
But it was a variant though, for sure. No, it's definitely not that book. Does this site have the variants on there?
That's what I'm looking for. If it says any of the variants. 16, 17, 18.
Maybe it was 11. Maybe check 11.
I love this one right here, number 21. Also, it's an homage to the Marvel runs. Right here.
That's it. That's it right there. Just completely out of nowhere.
Retailer incentive.
A 1 in 200.
Yep.
You will never find this book.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. Not only great information on the Almost 10, we get some great G.I. Joe information. This is the reason.
And I don't know much about G.I. Joe. I just remember stumbling on this, like just trying to find books or whatever. And I was like, what the heck? A 1 in 200?
That's crazy, dude. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Just that information gets me excited, man. That's really cool. So go check it out. yojo.com/comics. For the cool G.I. Joe stuff. But what did this Cold Slytherin one sell for?
70 raw, but you're not going to find it raw. There's only one listed on eBay, and I think it's, like I said, it's listed. It's like a CGC 9.8 listed for like 1,000.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. All right. Next on the list, we have a very interesting book right here. From September 1947, The Adventures of Homer Cobb. A 10-center. That's an interesting cover right there. It's a cool good girl art. I saw this one too.
Did you? Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. And I can't remember the artist's name. But the girl looks like the same like style as
Pin up.
Like Junior, the series Junior. Like if you look up the Junior comics, like this is what she looks like. So I don't know. It may be the same cover artist. I can't remember. I don't know for sure. But this one is super expensive. It was a raw copy that sold probably in like 3.0 grade or something like that. Sold for $1,300 raw. I still haven't figured out why anybody would have that kind of a golden age and not have it slabbed up, but I know there's a few people out there that still like it. But
75 years old, jeez,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, seeing this book this last week sold took me down a rabbit hole, and that rabbit hole made me see this book. You ever seen this? The Farmer's Daughter. She was the only farmer's daughter, but that's crazy, dude.
I like where whoever owned that, like where they signed their name. Yeah. That's awesome.
I mean, The Farmer's Daughter, man. What a comic book right there. Jeez, it went 4 issues, bunch of innuendo, risque covers. So be on the lookout for this. Pretty interesting stuff right here. I don't know. I can't remember what it sold for. It sold for a decent amount, but I'm going to be looking for this book. I've never even heard of this, so it was very interesting. All right. Next on the Almost 10, another book that I saw during the market report this week, because it also kind of was my first thought when we saw the casting news of the female villain in Deadpool 3. Which was announced this weekend. I know a lot of people were talking Death and thinking that it was going to be Death and this and that, but my first, and a lot of people also thought Gwenpool, but my first thought was Lady Deadpool. That was my very first thought. I sold one of these back, probably like a year and a half ago on Whatnot. and I actually regretted selling it, man, because this is a tough book to find. This is Deadpool, Merc with a Mouth, the third print variant for issue number 7.
Yeah, we'll have to ask or check the actress that's playing her and see if she missed leg day, because this actress this cover Lady Deadpool did not miss leg day,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely did not. But this got hot, I don't know what, year or two, something like that ago, and then it kind of cooled off. So the last sale on this in 9.8 was last summer, for $475, and then this week a 9.8 sold for $700.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
I don't see the third print. I don't ever see this cover, and I always look for it. There's only a few moderns that I actually like go site to site if I have free time and look for key issues. I mean, I like cover A, the Train Spotting homage. I like the variants too, but this one is literally, it's a ghost. I've never come across it, and when I do online, I mean in the wild, but if I'm online and I come across it, it's usually a pretty penny. So. Very cool. Very big legs and thighs.
Yep.
Yeah, her thigh is or her calf is bigger than her waist.
Yeah, she looks like Soda Popinski with tits. Excuse me. Right? Look out. Okay, she's got that V. Remember Soda Popinski from the Mike Tyson's?
Yeah. This next one is interesting, and Stein's going to have to let us know a little bit about it. I've seen a couple people talk about it. I know Stein, me and you talked a little bit about the series last week. The final book on the Almost 10, Ascencia number 13. This is the Frank Cho cover.
Yeah, so all seriousness, I really didn't want to even mention this book, because I'm actively buying this book. So anybody who knows anything about this Ascencia series, first of all, it's written by, is it John Dolmayan?
Dolmayan, the drummer for System of a Down and owner of Torpedo Comics.
Right. So I'm going to tell you this. This is your free. I'm warning you right now. Yeah, you can still buy this book for cover price off from Torpedo directly, but they don't have that many copies left. Maybe, like the other day, they may have less than 100 copies left. Okay, this is selling for like $15 to $20. The reason that it's selling for $15 to $20 is because if you buy issues 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now this all information is thanks to Mr. Longshort told me about this several weeks back, and I forgot about it. If you buy those 5 issues, and they've got, and so here, this is basically I'm giving one of these away right now. So I've got one. I'm giving one of these away. This is actually the only copy that I have on hand. But this is basically what you do. Inside, in the center, they've got this.
Hold on here.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Hidden variant. We're proud to present 2 incredible covers by Frank Miller and J. Scott Campbell. You have to have this entire centerfold or cutout, so it's a centerfold in the middle of the book. If you send those in, then you get one or the other, either the Frank Miller or the J. Scott Campbell, one of the two. The J. Scott Campbell art is on his Instagram right now, so you can see what the J. Scott Campbell cover looks like. The print runs on these are microscopic, very, very small. And then the fact that you have to get 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 is a big deal. So think how lazy most comic people are in general. They might go for one, but they're not going to go for all 5. But the people who do go for all 5 are probably going to get, half of them are going to get mad because they're going to end up with the Frank Miller cover. Yeah, so it's I love these send away things. It reminds me of the Siege and the Wolverine Campbell covers way back in the day. Love those things because they're super rare.
Nabisco, the Wolverine Nabisco one too.
All of that stuff. So this one's got a really. I haven't seen the Frank Miller. I have seen the Campbell. It's like I said, it's on his Instagram. There it is right there. So if you're a Campbell fan, this is what you're going to end up. You got a 50-50 shot at it. My other point is on this book. So let's say everybody is going after this Campbell cover. They're sending all these coupons in. These books are now like the Hulk 181s with no value stamp.
Yeah.
How hard is it going to be to find this book 5 years from now with the centerfold intact that's not cut out? This is going to be really hard to find down the road. So anyways, if you want them, you can go to Torpedo, still get them for cover price. But pretty much that's where they were published. So if you don't get them from them, believe me, because I've checked websites everywhere, nobody has them. If you go to Torpedo, you can still get it, but once they're gone from there, they're probably going to be gone.
Can you get all 5 from the Torpedo site?
No. So far, only 13 and 14 have been released. 15, okay. I think, comes out next week. They were delayed. They were supposed to be done. Like the coupon says that you have to have these all turned in by March 23rd or March 2023. Well, obviously, they're not going to get through 15, 16, 17 in the next few weeks. But yeah, so right now you can only get 13 and 14. But going forward, once you at least get the 13 and the 14, then you can at least look in your local stores for 15, 16, 17 when they come out. But again, my hope is that when you turn these coupons in, if you turn in 2, that they'll give you both a Campbell and a Frank Miller, and they don't just you don't get stuck with 2 Frank Millers. Now the Frank Miller might be good too. I have no idea. I don't think he's released his art for it yet, but yeah. Anyways,
Love it.
Yes. So I'm going to give this one away, and the only way that you can get this, it's not for live people. I'm sorry. The only way you could get this. So earlier in the week, I made a post on Instagram and said, "Hey, I hadn't decided what I was giving away, but it's going to be this right now." So I said, "Hey, if you make a comment, you might be able to win a free book." So there was about 20 to 20. I can't tell how many people are on here. About 20 to 25, and I'm going to give it away right now. And I will, and then you just basically hit me up on Instagram with your address, and I will send this Ascencia 13 to you. This is, like I said, this is already selling for like 15 to 20. But I have a feeling that once people are like, "Hey, I want to get that Campbell cover," they're going to start buying. They're going to start going for this book. So, do you want me to? I've got the list of names. Do you want me to just do it old school and just do it on random?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm down.
All right. Okay, so I'm just going to do that real quick. So let me.
While you do that, I want to remind everybody real quick about the Beyond Wednesdays Creator First checklist, which you guys can find in my link tree and in the description below. We had a comment earlier in the show about Art Germ's first professional comic work being in a G.I. Joe Devil's Due comic. It was in, hold on, where did that go? It was in G.I. Joe number 5 from Devil's Due 2005. That's his first comic work. His first cover is Warhammer Forge of War number 5 from 2007. So all you Art Germ fans, there you go. And shout out to our amazing chat and all of our community members for the great information. If you guys want to add to this list, all you have to do is click the link below, and comments are opened. To make comments, you can see, I think there's a thing where you can put editing in it, edit mode on there, and make comments. So here's all the recent comments. Shout out to Red 5 Comics, who made the entry for Joe Maduera. most recently. So make sure you guys go check those out. That's the Creators First checklist in the link below.
Awesome. Do you want me to just present?
Yes, sir.
All right, present. Share screen. Share screen. Let's see here. Entire screen.
We can hear you, Ben.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm sitting there talking to myself. Okay. All right. So we're gonna just roll the dice real quick, and this is gonna be. All right. So I'll randomize this 4 times, and again, all you had to do is just make a comment on my Instagram. Let me find the list. Giver. Where's that at? There it is. List randomizer. So this was all the people that commented. So I'm just going to basically just copy this. Copy. And then I'm going to randomize it. What was it? 4 times?
4 times.
Yep, 4 times. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And who gets it? Dennis of Hybrid.
Nice.
All right. Yep.
Shout out to Dennis of
So-
Hybrid. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Long time community.
Congratulations.
Shout out to him.
Yep. So, like I said, just shoot me a message, and I will give this out or send this out to you. Also, this is not. I haven't. I'm going. I might as well just go and say it now, even though it's right in the middle of the Hot 10 show. That's all right. I'm going to say it now because I got everybody's attention. If you have either seen a pickup video or you have made a pickup yourself where it was an incredible find, like, you bought a Lost 23, you found it for $10 or something like that, and you put it on your Instagram, shoot me a
Tag
picture
us.
of it.
Yes.
Tag me in that, because what I'm going to actually start doing now, the first is going to go back a little farther. I only want stuff that started from January 1st until now, so the last month and a half. After that, it's going to probably either be a weekly or bi-weekly, and I'm going to do a show. It's going to be weekly or bi-weekly, and it's going to be basically, like a top 10 pickup show, and it's going to be where people have made incredible finds. So if you know somebody, you're watching a somebody's haul video or something like that, and you're like, oh my gosh, they found this. Send me their link on their YouTube channel, and where it was on, if it was at minute 26 or whatever it was. I'm going to compile all those. We're going to do this. I'm going to probably do, like I said, it's either going to be weekly or bi-weekly, and then that way we can all kind of share in the whole community and highlight people that are finding crap out there. So definitely let me know.
The Collecting Chronicles. That's what you should call it.
That's actually kind of catchy. I like that. That's a great idea, Ben.
Yeah.
Man, you're awesome, dude.
Great stuff.
Both these guys.
You guys, that is the Almost 10, brought to you by Beyond Wednesdays. Come hang out with us tomorrow night, Saturday night, every Saturday night live on Beyond Wednesdays for Modern Comic Mayhem. I believe Big Clutch, Sean Kirkham's going to be on tomorrow night with us. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be on with us tomorrow night, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And you guys know how it works. We talk about all the news of the week and just have a good time doing it. And make sure you come and hang out with us. Sub up. Linktree is in the description, and you can find all my information on my IG for the links in the bios. All right, you guys, let's get into it. I got a new setup here that we're going to try out, so let's see if this works. Starting off with our Golden Age Book of the Week on our honorable mention. Let's do it. Starting off with Weird Mysteries number 4. Classic cover right here.
Yeah, I don't know what makes this. Is it just the skull?
Or the ant with a human head?
Yeah, it's such a weird cover that I can't quite figure out what makes it, what people would want. But clearly they do. pre-COVID, so this was December 2019, so just like 2 months before COVID started. A CGC 5.0 sold for like 5,200. This week, a CGC 4 sold for 10K, which is double what a 5 sold for just a couple years ago, and that's after the COVID slide. I mean, that's after the slide. So that book did not slide clearly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Ant-Man is out this week. Go see it. It opened tonight. I did see the movie already, and I enjoyed it. And I will talk about it more tomorrow night on Comic Mayhem. But yeah, maybe that's a nice little segue there or callback. Love the human head ant craziness that's going on there. Plus, skulls. Who doesn't love skulls?
Yeah, it's a crazy cover, dude.
Yeah.
It's a crazy cover.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's get into the honorable mention of the week. Love this. The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck. This is a trade or a compendium is it hardcover trade paperback?
This one's a soft cover trade paperback.
Came out in 2006. Origin of Uncle Scrooge, and it collects Uncle Scrooge number 285 through 296 also, and includes multiple collected printings of issue 285 through 296 in graphic novel format. So there you go. Yeah,
so if you missed the news, Disney, I'm not even 100% sure why. They didn't really say why. They basically banned. They're never gonna put this in a trade paper, or like, was it issue 295 and 296 or something like that?
295.
295.
So
I think it was 296 as well, right?
I don't know. I thought it was just 295.
I'm not 100% sure. I just know that they banned something but they didn't say why. They just said they're not going to do it anymore.
So 295. Let's see here, is the zombie cover and story, Empire Builder from Calistoga. And let me show you the cover of this. There we go. Here's 295. Let me go do this. There we go. There's the cover of it right there. It's got it's probably a little racial prejudice undertones maybe with it. I don't know. You got holding a voodoo doll too. Yeah, interesting. Supposed to be a zombie, and I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why. Can't find much else about it. Let's take a look here. Chat, do you guys know much about it? Let's see here.
Lord Brooklyn said they're canceling Don Rosa.
Oh, why?
For some reason. I'm not really sure.
That's interesting, man.
Liger said you're saying Uncle Scrooge wrong, Brian.
Yeah.
You have to say it with the roll of the tongue.
Yeah. Disney reportedly permanently bans 2 Don Rosa. You're right, 2 Don Rosa stories. It's most likely that the richest duck in the world being called out actually is the story of the Empire Builder from Calistoga, or Calistoga, as the story is sometimes referred to as the richest duck in the world. Both that story and the Dream of a Lifetime include Bombi the Zombie. So here we go. It says here, Don Rosa received an email that 2 of his classic stories will never be reprinted or published as part of the collections again. The 2 stories are The Richest Duck in the World and The Dream of a Lifetime. That's pretty shitty, dude.
So maybe that's why I thought 296, because that's like the second part of the story, because that's the 296 cover. That's probably why I thought that.
Yeah, The Richest Duck in the World is the 12th and final chapter of the life and times of Scrooge McDuck, which means that legendary book will no longer be printed. We highly recommend that you pick up the life and times of Scrooge McDuck before the prices get out of control. That's
Who
very
said that?
interesting.
Oh, Duck Talk said that?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, now I wouldn't necessarily say that I would go out and buy it. People have that, which is why it's number 11 this week, because it was selling for like this trade paperback was selling for like, you know, $15-$20. Now it's $50 to $80. So it definitely did go up in price. But I mean, look, I love DuckTales. I loved it, you know, forever. But does anybody really invest a bunch of money in Scrooge McDuck books from the 90s?
Yes, not. I think so. I think that a lot of people collect it. This is probably the issue. This character, Bombi the Zombie, is a character from Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge comics. Bombi is not actually dead. Like all real zombies, he was a poor man who was bewitched, in Bombi's case, by the vengeful African voodoo doctor Fula Zula, to become his mindless slave. An enchantment also gave Bombi a greatly expanded lifetime and superhuman strength and resistance to cold, drowning, and starving. Still, according to Professor McCobb, Bombi is still conscious the whole time, but is unable to reflect that through his actions and can only act following Fula Zula's order. Huh. That's interesting, man. He shows up in DuckTales, too, The Richest Duck of the World, in DuckTales 2017. So if it's about that character, that's pretty interesting. That's very interesting. So there you go. Our honorable mention this week, a trade paperback that if you guys can find out in the wild, it might be worth picking up, putting it away. Pretty interesting. Yeah, Disney fans are definitely rabid, and there's a lot of interesting Disney stuff when it comes to like banned books and stuff like that. So, all right.
Oh my gosh, did you see this?
Stop. What does it say? You just made
that Ascencia book sellout had 40-something on the site. Now they're all gone. That was definitely not my intention. Like I said, I didn't necessarily want to even mention the book, only because, but you know, the thing is that only for that reason, because I didn't want people just going out and buying it. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were all aware. Like I said, if you're not following Mr. Longshort, he's the one who told me about it. So make sure that you go follow him on Instagram, because he's the one who told me about it. Like I didn't know anything about it, and then I saw it on Campbell's Instagram, and that's the only reason. I knew that people would end up wanting that Campbell cover at some point.
Yeah, good stuff. Love it. All right, let's get into the list. Starting at number 10, a gorgeous cover right here, you guys. This is absolutely amazing. One of the most beautiful covers I've seen in a very long time. The Last Barbarians #1, the Brian Haberlin cover E. Wowzers.
This one's really good. Now, to be honest, I think all of his covers on this issue look good. Like, they are good covers. This one, this is the version of cover B, and it's not an incentive. So he had other ones that, like, he had the A cover, and then there was a version which is like the D cover, and then this B cover had the trade dress, and then the E, and they're all, you know, they're not incentives or anything like that. But yeah, this is a gorgeous cover. It's only selling for like 10 to 15, but I think that's pretty good for an image book that I don't really know much about.
Looks like a Dynamite book. Wow,
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it or no? They don't. Image doesn't do qualifiers. I don't think.
No, I don't. It wasn't. Like I said, as far as I know, it's just the E cover. Is it the E cover? Yeah, E cover. But they're all done by Haberlin. What other books has he done, or what other covers has he done? Because, like I said, I thought all of his covers on this look great.
Yeah, he's done a bunch of stuff. He's been doing comic book work for a long time. He did. Here we go. Let's bring up the art of Bryan Haberlin for you right here. Let's take a look. Let me bring. There we go. So this is Bryan Haberlin right here. Look at that. Speaking of Mr. Longshort.
Oh, he did the Mark. James Kreider said he did
Yeah.
the Mark cover. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
But that hold up, that one was that the cover that was copied from somebody, or like copied directly from a picture or something like that?
Who?
Is that what
Which
that
one?
was? The one with all the tattoos with the red haired girl.
I don't know. There's Witchblade. I'm not sure. Let's go take a look on his Instagram. This one right here. It's art, you guys.
No.
It's art.
No, not that. No, the
Ooh,
the
look
Mark.
at that.
That's cool.
Tell me if you see it on here.
Some Michelangelo stuff.
It was a while back, so
Yeah.
it may be way down on his list.
Yeah. I remember it, though. Ooh, look at that. Casada cover.
I like Casada. It's underrated.
Look at that, dude. That is awesome.
That's sick.
Holy cow, dude.
Wicked.
Yeah. That's freaking beautiful.
But that was the A cover. That's the A cover right there, right on the left side
Right
with
there.
the blonde hair.
Yeah.
That's the A cover for this book.
Dude.
Wow. Skull cover. Wait, that.
Well,
Wow.
it's one of those infinity things. Those are crazy.
Yeah. Seriously.
Take some mushrooms
Russian
and get
doll.
stuck on that. Yeah. Here you guys go. You could tell, like, I know what cover you're talking about, Stein, because a lot of his stuff looks like that. Look at this.
I like how he does the woman profiles with the
Yeah.
tattoos.
Dude. Good stuff.
Is that a Hulk?
Right here.
No. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
It looks like he probably dabbles in the AI art.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Comic Boom said it is the one that, like, it was like dead on, like,
Yeah.
with a photograph or something like that. I couldn't remember. I thought that's what when he said the Mark, or when James Kreider said the Mark.
I remember that
I was
one.
like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. There you go. Bryan Haberlin at number 10. That's a great cover. Really, really good cover right there. All right. Next, at number 9, the Invincible Iron Man. Another variant on the list. This is the Invincible Iron Man number 1 from 2023, the second print. Bob Layton, 1 in 25.
But that is the wrong book.
That is the wrong book. It's
This
gonna
is the
happen at least
second
once.
print, but it is not the second print 1 in 25.
Oh, okay.
Second print 1 in 25 is black and white, and it's got a bunch of Iron Mans on the front.
Okay, hold on. Let me find it. I will find it while you talk about it.
Yes, while I talk about it, this, for whatever reason, this was a second print 1 in 25 week for Marvel. They had a bunch of them.
Is it black and white?
this-
Oh, yeah, it is black and white. Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
oh,
the first
wow,
print one
dude.
was the connecting cover, right?
Holy cow.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, it's connecting. I'm pretty sure because the first print one is in color, same exact.
Now this looks good. Now I don't usually like black and white covers, but this
Wow.
one looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude. Let's get really
Yeah,
nice
so
and
this one's
close
selling
on
for
this
like
one.
it's a 125. It's selling for 45 to 60. Now it is an Invincible Iron Man number 1, so I would tend to think that the print run, even on a
Little higher.
second print, would be much higher
Yeah,
than some random book or something like that.
That's a great cover, man. Oh,
so you got the Hulkbuster. He's got all the suits. Mark
Dude.
1s, Mark 2, Mark 4s.
you remember when they were putting out all I think they were Hot Toys and they had them all where you could put them together like this? All the different,
There's a War Machine.
yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Bro, this is beautiful, man. This is great
Yeah,
stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I generally don't like I said, I generally don't like black and white covers, and I generally don't like these second print 1 in 25s. But I
Mm-hmm.
think if I saw this, I think if I definitely if I saw this out for 2025, I would buy
Mm-hmm.
it for sure.
Yeah.
100. Yeah.
That is good stuff, man. Be on the lookout for that one. Gorgeous.
I kind of wish that now I'm starting to think about it. I wish they like in Iron Man 3 they would have set up his bottom RDJ's bottom his workshop like that. It was kind of like that, but it was like a dumbed down version, right?
Mhm.
That's pretty
Right.
cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's good stuff. How much did you say it was selling for?
45 to 60.
45 to 60. All right. Next, at number 8, Injustice Gods Among Us. Number 7, John Kent news. Starting to show up rumors. They're talking James Gunn will utilize a son of Henry Cavill's Superman sometime soon in his Gunverse universe. Is that what we're seeing here on this book? We're seeing some Jonathan Kent.
This is actually the Supergirl stuff because this has the character that's in this. Remember, this came up when they started filming The Flash, and the character that's in this book looks exactly like the actress, like dead on, on.
Yeah, dead on. She's got that haircut too, like the dark hair with because in the guts, there's a man standing behind her, and it almost looks like she has a bun, but you have to look close. It's actually a man's head, and they have the actress that is casted, who is very beautiful, and she looks almost identical, like Ben says. This is a really cool book.
Terrible cover, man. Look how bad that Superman
Yeah, it's
face
not the
is.
best cover,
Ooh.
but you get the first appearance of Laura Lane Kent, daughter of Lois and Craig. It isn't Lois and Clark. It isn't an alternate reality, but I know some of you old school collectors and speculators care about in continuity first, but with all this crazy time traveling and multiverse stuff and with two bigs, DC and Marvel, even on different media, do we care anymore?
Well, think about it. Do we care that Miles Morales was not
right?
Right.
And I understand going to the Miles thing. I understand the suit reveal, the origin, and the tag of all new. Now he's the official Spider-Man of Ultimate reality of 1610. I get that, but remember, he still had the powers. He still had the Spider-Man costume in Ultimate Fallout 4. So, it's apples and oranges. I don't know, potato, whatever you want to say. But I think this book is pretty cool. And Ben made a good point. The actress they casted actually looks almost identical to this character in the guts of this book.
Very, very cool. What's this selling for?
This is selling for 30 to 40, and I don't know about you guys, but when I saw the Flash trailer, like when I saw it on the thing and it said go to the full trailer online, and I watched it online, I had very, very low expectations because, Ezra Miller's just a complete train wreck. But that trailer looked awesome, like so awesome.
You know what though, man? I didn't have low expectations. And the reason why is because I knew this movie had to be absolutely amazing for them to continue to stick with Ezra Miller, with all the shit that he's pulled. Like, the movie has to be really, really good for them to continue to stick with him. And
well, that's true. They did cancel everything else that was like already in post-production too. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I think it's going to be very, very good. I'm looking forward to it. Again, we'll talk about it more tomorrow night. Modern Comic Mayhem, come check it out. Yeah, let's get moving. Supergirl spec is hot tonight. Hot the past week. It's sell your books, sell your Supergirl books. Let's move on to number 7 on the list this week. Speaking of Flash, a Flashpoint book at number 7. This is Flashpoint number 1. This is the 1 in 25 Andy Kubert variant.
Yeah, this is the exact same cover as the A cover, just as black and white is all it is. DC back in the day was not very creative on their on their 1 in 25s. Hey, let's make, and then once they get to the new 52, then they started making them all sideways, which made them no sense at all. But yeah, so I mean, again, the Flash trailer, with all the stuff that's going to be going on in that, basically is it's kind of based on the Flashpoint, right? I mean, that's what the whole concept is. Yeah, this one's selling for 80 to 90. Even just the A cover of this, I think, is selling for 30, 40. So
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, you get multiple first appearances in there. You get your first full Thomas Wayne as Batman. What was the other one? There's Element Woman, and then Outsider. And then there's so many different versions of this book, so be aware. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I was talking to these guys backstage. I bought some of those page punchers that were out last summer that had the little dinky action figure or whatever with it. I cracked one of them because I got them for a really good deal, and the book looks freaking identical except the barcode. So just be aware, just when you're on eBay.
Interesting. Shout out to Wonderworld Comics. Dennis says, "Lol, DC spec is right twice a day, I guess. Hey, everything's cyclical, man. You know this. Put that dead spec box close enough to where you can grab it a couple times a year because you're gonna pull something out of it." So, how much again did you say it was selling for, real quick?
80 to 90.
80 to 90. Cool. All right, next at number 6 on the list this week, a beautiful Scarlet Witch variant. Absolutely gorgeous cover right here. Hold on here. I just messed up something. Let me fix this. There we go. Absolutely gorgeous Scarlet Witch cover right here. There's been some really good Scarlet Witch covers as of late. This is number 1, the second print Dodderman 1 in 25 variant. It's a version of the regular, right? The regular just had the trade.
Right. Yep. Just a version of the A cover. But at least it's not black and white, because I think with Scarlet Witch, I think you have to have the color.
Yes,
or
I
it doesn't
agree.
make sense, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But I think I would have probably did Dodderman do a Scarlet Witch with like all the versions of Scarlet Witch?
I don't think so.
Like he did?
I was thinking of it. I'll have to look. Maybe he did. Let me look.
Yeah, he may have. I don't know. But yeah, so this one again, Marvel did a bunch of second print 125s. This one's selling for 60 to 70.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
First
did.
Darcy Lewis in the guts.
Here it is.
In the 616 as well. Not that we care.
Okay, so he did do one already.
Yeah, he did that one.
Okay.
Not bad. Man, I'm really liking this setup. I spent so much time finally figuring it out, and it's so nice when it works well. And I don't have to put stuff away, and I'm geeking out over this setup, you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think of the setup. Let me know if you guys have any constructive criticism. I want to know if I could do anything better on the setup, sound, video, anything like that. Please let me know. I'm really enjoying creating content as of late, and this is one of the reasons why. But yeah, this is a beautiful Dodderman variant right here too. So
there's a bunch. There's some pretty good variants for this book. For the first print book. First print version. There's an Ivan Tao that's really dope. That's a Virgin. They also did an open to order with the trade. Even the freaking blank, it has the Scarlet Witch covers. It's not like your normal blank. It's actually, it has that heavy cardstock. You just open it up, it goes right into the book. You don't have that extra layer I hate. But yeah, this is a fun book, and I don't know. Do you guys think that a lot of retailers ordered a lot of this for a number 1? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I'm just trying to imagine Scarlet Witch, unless they were aware Darcy Lewis was going to be first appearance in the guts. I don't know. So I think it's I think a lot of these covers are winners, and I like the 1 in 25 for the first print as well. And it's I think it's just going for ratio or below. So pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. All right, next on the list at number 5, the Oops, what just happened there? At number 5, I'll figure this stuff out. I swear to God. At number 5, Timeless, number 1, the second print, Todd Knock, black and white, 1 in 25 variant right here. Mrs. Minutes, and yeah, you knew this one was gonna make some noise.
Yeah, again, this is the second series of Timeless, not the first series, but the first series, the Timeless, they did the same thing with the second print. 1 in 25, and it's black and white with Miss Minutes on it. Again, this one's selling slightly higher than that Scarlet Witch. It's 65 to 75, so it's about $5 more. I would assume that I have not. I will say this before we even get into anything else here. I have not seen Ant-Man yet, but for this purpose, for this list, I have to at least scour the internet slightly, or I miss out on what could possibly be happening. So this one's got a little extra with it, without giving any. Like I said, I'm not going to give anything away from Quantumania at all, but because I haven't seen it either, so I don't really know anything other than what I've read. So, but
there you go. Pretty cool. All right, next at number 4 on the list this week, here it is. Probably one of the most beautiful Michael Turner drawings, art that you'll see. What he's really known for, his Supergirl art, and of course, this art put International Comics and foreign variants on the map for a lot of people, aka the Germany variant, where we originally saw this with the all blue background. But this right here is the Aspen Comics variant that they put out, Superman, Batman number 8, the Virgin variant. I believe this was 2017 San Diego Comic-Con.
that sounds right.
Yeah.
This was limited to 1,000. Yeah, it's obviously with the Superman, Batman, with the Supergirl popping up. Now, I know that there are. I don't really know. I'm not going to sit here and say I know which one is the first appearance of this iteration of the character. No clue. I don't want to get into it. Some people have been saying Supergirl 75 from the prior, or from the series that was going on, came out maybe a year or two before this, or before Superman Batman 8. I have no idea. It's all confusing to me. So all I'm doing is just reporting on it. Obviously, this cover has this cover on it, so it has, forget all the other books, just because of the cover art, this one wins. It is pretty much what it comes down to. So this one has always been sought after. 9/8 sold for $500 pretty regularly. Now I think they're up to like $750 for 9/8. So it's getting more expensive. Again, this is one of those that I think a lot of people have and are just not getting rid of, for sure.
Yeah. I talked pretty extensively about the those issues 75 through 80 or 79, whatever it is, in that series. That's my play. Those books were major spec books back in the day during the Wizard days. It's got the homage cover, the famous homage covers in those 5 issues. Of course, 75 has the homage cover to the first appearance, and then 79 or 80 has the homage cover to the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Those books were super hot when they came out, and like I said, spec is always cyclical. So if you're gonna spec on Kara specifically, I would suggest picking those ones up, and I believe that they're going to have a much less print run. Superman Batman was such a huge print run. It was the number 1 book at the time that DC was putting out. It was a great read, great art. You had the McGinnis stuff. You had the Michael Turner stuff. It was just amazing. So I have multiple issues of that. Every issue in that run. It was one of my favorite series. It made me fall in love with Ed McGuinness. I was already in love with Michael Turner because how could you not? And I think that was the last thing Michael Turner did, if I'm not mistaken, right? Passed away not too long after that. So some bummer
And
stuff.
if you're looking for that, don't forget about the newsstands.
Yes, very rare newsstand for number 8. So, all right, next, let's get into the top 3, you guys. We got 230 live. Hit that thumbs up. If you're not already subbed up, please give us a sub. And hope you're enjoying what you like. Let us know what you think of the show. Here we go. At number 3, this one kind of threw me for a loop. Avengers Annual number 21.
Yes. I don't know how how deep we want to get into
Spoilers.
the next 2 books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to get into them that much again because I don't really know because I haven't seen the movie yet. So, I'm probably more interested in what you guys thought of the movie. I saw that the critic scores were around 50%, but the audience scores were around 85. That doesn't necessarily surprise me, only because critics suck, and I could care less what critics say. I more care what the audience says. So I've seen some comments. Some people said they liked it a lot. Some people, like I think Brian P. Meister said, the end credit scene is better than the whole movie. So I don't really know.
It was good. It was a good, I'll tell you right now, this is the best way to put it. It's a very good superhero movie. It's a perfect, it's superhero Marvel movie. It's got the right amount of funny stuff, the right amount of sad and dramatic stuff. It's got a great villain. Kang is a badass. It's got, great CGI, and it was a very, very good superhero movie. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. So just just so you at least know why you're looking for this book, is because it is the first appearance of Victor Timely. So
there you go.
That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yep. Lots of Kangs out there, you guys. Lots of Kangs out there.
It is a 25. This was like less than a $10 book. Now it's a 25 to 30 raw, and a CGC 9.8 just sold for $230 on this, which is crazy, right?
Yeah. I agree. Who rang or Wo rang? Brian, he says it's the same Marvel formula you've seen a billion times. It is. It's the same formula, but it was good. There was a couple cheesy moments in it, but the good moments outweighed the cheesiness, and Kang carried the movie for me. Like, just a great character, great actor, great job all around. The look of him, good stuff. So, all right, at number 2, you guys, more Kang. Avengers number 267. This book was hot as soon as we got Kang information, and if you guys didn't pick some of these up, you are way far behind. And now it's even a bigger reason to sell it right now because of what I just said. There's lots of Kangs out there.
Yeah, and obviously, the caveat here is there are a billion of these printed. Mm-hmm. There are so many of these out there. It is not rare at all. So if you are looking to invest in this type of book, you, rather than going, because it's not a Hulk 181, or it's not, a major blue chip key, always be looking for something that's slightly different, meaning newsstands.
Yep.
High you're not gonna don't invest your money in a 7.0 direct edition of this. You may be able to make a couple bucks or something like that, but not much. It's not something really to invest in. Now, if you want the book, then just go buy it. for sure. I'm never going to tell you what to buy and what not to buy. I'm just giving you kind of just a general idea about if you're watching this and you don't really have, you're just kind of new to this. See, I knew Brooklyn would find one book at some point that was on the list, but yeah. So if you're new to the hobby, just because this book is hot right now does not mean it's going to be. But it also doesn't. You have to kind of look at how many of these copies. There are people that probably have 50 copies of this, and so they're going to be bleeding them out. At some point, there's going to be the supply is going to way out, number demand. So you have to be looking for things that stand out, newsstands, high grade, those type of things. So
And Mark Jewelers.
yeah, Mark Jeweler. Yeah, if there was was there Mark
There
Jewelers for
is.
this one?
There is. Yes.
Yeah, so those type of things are huge when you're trying to look for something that differentiates what you have from what everybody else has. Yeah, average print run 408,000, and this is this is Avengers main title, so this is on the high end for sure. There's a lot of them out there for sure.
Yeah. And there's also a Canadian price variant. Of course, you guys know it's a newsstand UPC, but the price is 95 cents.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Shout out to our boy Drew at Wanted Comics. Always spot on with that information, and I'm sure he's got a ton of this next book that you can find on his latest Whatnot sale. At number 1, you guys, on the Hot 10. Shout out to that. Perfect timing. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Jersey to the Bay drops the $4.99 super chat right as we hit number 1. That's the way you do it. This is Superman Batman number 8, the Kara Zor-El book we were just talking about. Yeah, man. Pretty dope.
Yeah. Again, now this is kind of the same, along the same lines as the Avengers book. Yeah, this has basically been, I mean, if you go into a half price books or anything, they always have these Superman Batman, because when this came out, yes, Jersey, really appreciate you a lot.
Yeah.
But if you think back to when Superman Batman, when this title came out, it was a big deal because everybody was like, oh my gosh, awesome, Superman Batman in the same book. And they printed the crap out of it. I don't know the exact print runs on this, but it was high. You, like I said, you go to half price books, you find this run all the time. So be careful about what you're spending your money on. Obviously, in this case, the A cover is the one to have, or the second printing. The third printing doesn't. Yeah, the third printing does not have her on the cover. So that's a big deal. You're always wanting to look for cover appearance if it is a first appearance. Again, I'm not going to say whether or not it's first appearance or not a first appearance. I'm saying that she's on the cover here.
Reintroduction of Kara Zor-El, I guess, or Supergirl is the best way to put it for this one, right? Reintroduction. So, but this is the book that everybody's going crazy for. It'll be interesting to see once people learn more about the other books in the next couple of weeks. I'm sure we're going to be seeing those Supergirl 75 through 80 showing up on lists. So, but
yeah, and can you really ever go wrong with that Michael Turner sketch? I mean,
no, not at all.
It's like a Jim Lee sketch cover. Like that's the perfect. Like that's what they did so well was their sketches. So
dude, look how good the like city part looks, and oh man,
yeah. I want to take a moment and say shout out to Unpressable Defects and Trey. This was a nice one. Also, Universe X, Decor, Batcave. We're on these for a long time, so congratulations to those guys. I don't have a half price books by me. I wish I did. So I only own one copy of this book. I got a long time ago when I first got in the game, and I'm probably just going to keep it. Yeah.
I think that's if you don't have much in it, and now this is selling for like 25 to 30, which is crazy when you really think about it.
Thank you, David F, for that subscription.
When you think of how many are out there, that it's selling for 25 to 30 when it's basically it was a dollar book for a long time. But yeah, like if you have nothing invested in it and you're not really going to make a whole lot of money off of it and you've only got one copy, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, I'm not selling it. I'll just keep it.
That's how I am. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good stuff. I'll be definitely going through my back issues this week. It's time to start dumping a ton of DC books, including a bunch of these. So be on the lookout, you guys. Sell. 90% of the books you see on this list every week are books that you should be selling now or should have been selling yesterday. So hopefully you have a couple up on the bay or are having some good live sales on Facebook Marketplace, Drip or whatnot, and continue paying attention to those DC spec books because they're going to continue moving up in value, and it's nice to get a little love there. Do want to give a quick shout out to all the homies in the community. Shout out to everybody that's been helping with the new channels. Been doing it almost now. I think it's coming up on a year, you guys, that we've been doing this, and can't thank you guys enough. So appreciate you guys. Real quick, want to give shout outs to Trey really quick. I know he recently was going through some health stuff, so I hope he's doing okay. I know he made it out okay. I hope he's feeling okay. Much love and positive thoughts going out to him. Everybody send him some much love and positive thoughts and prayers, and appreciate every one of you guys that hit that thumbs up button. And if you did not catch the show live, let us know what you thought about it. Put some comments in the YouTube video. So, Stein, did anybody figure it out?
No, nobody even came close. All right, so 56 over on CBSI. This was the first list that I did. List number 56. It was basically all Trey and Sean Leggett before that.
Okay.
So that was my first list, was list number 56. This is my current list, 336.
Oh, wow.
So I've done 280 lists. It was bi-weekly until 9/23 of 16. And since then,
that's 26 lists a year.
Oh, this was the 9/16. This was my first list.
Okay, and then bi-weekly, so 26 a year.
So bi-weekly up until 7 of July of 2018, and then it's been weekly ever since. So for the past for almost 5 years, it's been weekly. 280 lists that I've done. I don't know what everybody else, what all those other people out there, and I'm definitely not bragging because I'm not the bragging type, but I just happened to look at it this week, and I was like, wow, that's a really long. I've been doing it since 2016, and I thank Trey for giving me the opportunity to do this, because he handed the keys to me way back at list number 56 when he just couldn't do it anymore, and like I said, now 280 lists later, we're still going strong.
Love it. Love
and
it.
thanks to every one of you guys that are watching this, because you guys are really the only reason that I keep doing it.
Guys, kudos to Ben, man. Respect. Bryan as well. He's hard, like I said. We don't joke around when we say he's the Iron Man of comic book content creators. The guy has literally everything falling down in his life, and he still shows up and produces these shows the best he does. And I'm grateful to be his friend and his partner on these shows, along with Ben. On top of that, we have two friends that have two new channels. You have Ferdbird the Nerd and his buddy Pickles. I think it's Pickles Nichols. They have a new channel, and they're doing a lot of good stuff. But coming up, he's already had one show, and it was a good, funny show. Our boy, Red Hood Comics, he's got his own YouTube channel. He's going to be launching a big show coming up here any day now. So make sure you guys are subbed up to him. Let's get those subs up ASAP. Nothing but comedy, great information and content on both of their channels. I'm proud to call them my friends and partners as well. Good luck to you guys. Thank you guys for watching.
And we want to remind everybody that Drunken Chat is currently on over on Mighty Mel V's channel. So let's go ahead and send all of our viewers and everybody over to Drunken Chat via the raid features. I am going to redirect right now over to Mighty Mel V. I'd appreciate it if you guys would put in the chat over there, raid when you show up. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out. Much love to you guys. We'll see you next time. Adios.
See you.